Hi everybody, this is Todd with the daily Forex video. Hope you're having a great day today. Hope you had a great 4th of July for those of you in the U.S. The markets were a bit flat yesterday. If you happen to follow them during the 4th of July holiday when the markets were closed, things really didn't move a whole lot. We did have a pretty good drop here, and you can see that the euro dollar, and this is a 30-minute chart here, had a pretty quick drop from here to here, which was, in the 160 pip range. That is a pretty substantial move down, and then we have this flattening here. And a lot of times that will happen when you see big moves. The markets will settle down before they start to move up again. And we're sitting on the day before non-farm payrolls coming out, which is tomorrow, and so we're going to certainly want to be careful with that and make sure that we are keeping our risk in check and making sure that we've got our stops in place so that we don't get caught off guard when that announcement comes out. And so a lot of people are going to be watching for that. Let's just take a look here and kind of see how the markets reacted today. Let's go to the daily charts, and you can see a couple things here. We've had some big movements, and this is the euro dollar daily. We had this big move up, and then we had this move back down again. And remember, when we talk about what's happening with the movement or the price action on a pair, that the trend is going to be the most important thing for us to think about when we try to determine the direction that things are likely to go. And so if the trend is moving down, that's where we're going to see the market want to continue to move, at least until we get some confirmation that the movement has stopped moving in that direction and the trend has changed, starting to move back up again. Now, as we look at this, you can see that we did look like we were going to have some upward movements back in this area here, but when we put in this high here and we compare the lows here, we actually have a lower low that was set in, and we actually have a lower high and another lower low. So from this point here, up, down, we have the establishment here, or at least confirmation, enough confirmation to say that the trend is still in the downward arena. And so we want to make sure that we recognize the fact that things will have a tendency to move, and sometimes pretty hard, in the direction that long-term trend has been going. Now, one of the problems that we run into from a psychological standpoint is the fact that we get so excited that we should be going long when we don't have enough evidence on the chart, that sometimes we make poor decisions. And so knowing these trends is certainly going to be critical. Here's the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar still staying strong. We're not seeing that pullback. We definitely have a change in the direction of the trend as we look at the price action continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. With the pound dollar, we're seeing a similar type of move like we saw on the euro dollar, although maybe not quite as established in the downtrend. US Japanese yen starting to move up. We know that we had our channel really kind of taken out a little while ago here, and I'm going to just revisit this because it's a good reminder of support and resistance. And as support and resistance is challenged and broken, it'll oftentimes be tested. So we were clearly in this downward channel here until this point right here where it broke through. This resistance level in the diagonal channel here was tested as support here, and we had it bounce up. Our highs are still getting higher, and our lows are still getting higher. And so we have some pretty good evidence on this pound dollar, or excuse me, the US Japanese yen, that the trend has changed and it's starting to move back up again. US Swiss franc, inverse of the euro dollar, and US CAD. starting to get a little more of a pullback here, certainly continuing to make some lower lows. So with the volatility that we're seeing in the markets, with what's happening in Europe, with the non-farm employment numbers coming out tomorrow, we want to be very cautious and watch that carefully as that announcement comes out, and then give it some time for that volatility to settle down. So that's kind of the direction that things are going, the momentum that we're seeing in the longer term charts. Make sure that you understand that. And as you start to look for the simple trading method to set up, take that direction and start to use it to your advantage. So for example, if we're trading the Aussie dollar and we think that it's bullish because the trend is moving up, as we go down to our shorter time frames, we're simply going to look for those opportunities to take advantage of that trend when things start to line up for us. So I'll pull back towards support, catch it as it moves above the highest high of the last three. So take some time to practice with that, and if you have questions, let me know. If not, have a great rest of the day trading, and we'll be back tomorrow to see how the markets react to that non-farm payroll number. So until then, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.